Good afternoon. Good afternoon. The Committee on Parole is called back to order. The time is 1:04. It's November the 17th. We are at a remote location. It's Claiborne Parish. You are Mr. Ester.
Yes, sir.
Esther, is there any staff member there with you from Claiborne Parish?
No, sir.
You're in there by yourself? Okay. Mr. Esther, if you would give me your full name and DOC number.
Bill Andre Elster, 109480.
Thank you. Mr. Esther, I want to explain our process to you. I'm going to read some information into the record, then the board is going to conduct a parole interview with you. And after that interview, you'll have an opportunity to say whatever you'd like to the board before we vote. You understand our procedure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the matter of Bill A. Ester, DOC number 109480, date of birth, April the 28th of 1959. Mr. Ester is a sixth-time felony offender with a parole eligibility date of December the 14th of 2022, an adjusted good time date of July 26, 2023, and a full-term date of December the 15th of 2034. He is currently serving a 16-year sentence on the charges of 2 counts of simple burglary, having been sentenced on October the 8th of 2019. Is that pretty accurate, Mr. Ester?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ester, your case has been assigned to Ms. Pearl Wise. She will begin our questioning. Would you please answer anything she has to ask?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Wise?
How's it going, sir?
All right.
It's your situation where you can just put your screen down a little bit. Can you push it down a little bit? I don't know if you can.
There you go. Good.
Very good. Very good. Now we can see you. Before we just seen you.
Are you going back again?
It won't stay. Push it down again. It won't stay. Push it down again. That's it.
Okay, now drop it and see if it'll drop down just a tad.
They keep bouncing back.
Well, that's all right. It's
Okay.
looking better. Back up a little bit like you were.
Yeah, now back up a little bit. Yeah.
There you go. That'll
All
work.
right, now.
Okay, there you go. That's the big
I
guy.
can see your shoulder. Good. And you said you couldn't do no technology, huh? Come up for the record, sir. How old are you today?
I'm 63.
And how long you been in jail on this
I've
charge?
been locked up here since 18.
So how long has that been? 2018, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. I want to read something that you wrote on August the 2nd of 22. You said, I'm grateful that incarceration has become so rehabilitative in these bar era. I would have done better if this had been the case during previous times locked up. What did you mean by that?
It was a lot of things that I went through my lifetime, and I never did think about hard nothing but myself. And there's a lot of things I want to change, but I just didn't have nobody to help me. And there's a lot of things that I see now that I should have seen before. I ain't too much ask too many people for no help or nothing. I always did things that I did. I thought I was doing it wrong. I was doing it right, but it was wrong. And all I needed was a responsibility. I ain't had no responsibility for myself. So I didn't think about nobody else but myself. But things come to a change to an age. I got up in the age and I can't do it by myself. So all I'll be trying to do is just do the right thing now and move on with my life.
Yeah, but you did, excuse me, you did know that, stealing was wrong. Taking somebody's lawnmower, going next to, you knew that was wrong, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am. I kind of I get frustrated. I get frustrated sometimes, and still me acting all other kind of way. I just take something because I get frustrated, not at myself. I get frustrated at myself because you know, when I would come, I can't read it right.
Okay. Oh, so you didn't even write, someone else wrote that for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yes,
that
ma'am.
explains. All right then. But it was based on what you said though.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So when you said you get frustrated, is that because you didn't have any drugs?
I ain't too much ask for no help or nothing. I always try to do it by myself. Still me just asking for help. I never did.
Okay, asking for help for your drug use, is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
what was your drug of choice?
Cocaine.
What year or so did you start there, around what age?
I around about I won't say I around about 20. I about
20s.
20 then.
And you dropped it, we see, when did you drop out of school?
Ma'am,
When did you drop out of school?
I dropped out of school when I was about 15.
Okay, all right, right. Now, it says that you completed Steve Hall in 2017. Do you
Yes, ma'am.
remember that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And you end up coming back. You got back on drugs when you got out. How long did you stay clean when you got out?
I stayed clean about a year, about a year.
What changed?
Ma'am,
What changed? You were clean, and then what changed? Do you remember?
yes, ma'am. Being around, well, I got an older brother. I ain't never too much spend time around him or nothing. And that was my first time ever being around him. And by both of us living in the same place, I thought I watched him. I watched everything that he did. And most everything he did, he was doing drugs. And by me being there at Bible, that kind of made me picked up from where he at. And still he trying
You
to
already
teach me.
knew though. You had been to Steve Hall. You already knew.
That was that I had did that I was staying with him before I went to Steve Hall. He had moved out. He had moved. And I had picked up from where he had left off at, doing what he was doing.
Okay.
And still he trying to teach me something better, but
And well, you could have
he
taught
teach me something
him. You
better
could have
than
taught
that.
him. Yeah, but you could have taught him because you the one that had. I tell you, let's move on. Let's move on. That is your brother. I want you to know, I want to put on the record that both of your victims are unopposed to your early release. And so that's good. It was property crimes and they don't, and it does show that you have 360 days of program. You've had a lot of programs. You've written.
Yes, ma'am.
But you do have law enforcement opposition to your early release.
Yeah.
So what do you do every day now? What are you doing now?
I work.
When you work at?
Ma'am,
Work at?
I clean up. I do janitorial work here.
Okay. Now the records, you've been in work release before, and the records show that you're work release eligible.
Yes.
Do you able to work?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You are 62, and I don't know, Wes, you said you were 63. I don't know, that's something you plan on doing when you're getting out, or you just plan on trying to get you some Social Security?
No, man, I want to see guy give me a job. I want a job. I want something to do.
You got the time date of in July. So you'll be getting out in July of next year, regardless of what happens today.
Yes, ma'am.
You got max on your programs. Records show you have 2 children. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What are the ages of your children?
My son, he'll be in his mid-30s by now. I ain't seen him in a while. When I got incarcerated, they was they was real small. And when I did get out, I did go spend time with them for a little while. And,
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Yes, ma'am.
When the
They stayed-
register, the marriage, I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Your marital status is married, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Or what's your relationship with your wife?
Oh, me and her, we get along real good. She stay in Dallas. She
Okay.
and she there. She always tell me if I get my mind right, I can come back home. You know.
That's fair enough. That's fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of women have done that. I know a lot of women have told their husbands that. Yeah, yeah.
Heard that
Yeah.
You
before.
look at
Yeah.
this business and you ain't got your mind right yet. So,
And so far she got it right, huh? She just had to wait around, you're back in jail. So, you know, she was right. But here's what I'm thinking. You do have a low tiger, but you have high knees. And you're getting out in 5 next year anyway. Putting you in work release, at least submit you for work release. Is that something you would like?
yes,
Seeking
ma'am.
a job and kind of get you in a
Yeah.
work mindset.
Yes, ma'am.
So, you've had treatment before. All right, you've had a 360 days of program, so you've had all the maximum programs. All right, that's all I have, sir. Best wishes to you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr.
All right.
West. Mr. Astor, is there anything you'd like to say before the panel votes?
I kind of like now. I learned a lot of things, and most everything that I learned by paying attention and listening. And I know everything I did. You know, it wasn't. It was wrong, and God knows I just it kind of. I feel more better with myself because I accepted things that I have did was wrong. And I know I could do better. And all I just need is just put my mind on that right road and do better. And don't ever fall off of it. And I learned a lot of things now, and I'm getting up in the age where I can't even do this no more. I can't. I gotta leave it to the youngsters. I can't do this no more. And I need to spend time. I couldn't spend time with my children, but I can spend time with my grandchildren. And
A lot to look forward to.
so,
You got a lot to look forward to.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Astor. Panel ready to vote?
Yes.
Ms. Wise?
Sir, I just hope you get together so you can move to Texas and live with your wife long term. I hope you get it together. Sir, my vote, and I want you to listen carefully. I'm just one vote. My vote is the transitional work program. But if you are denied the transitional work program, I rescind my vote, and then you just stay until your good time date. Because you have high needs, so you know there are a lot of things that may be addressed getting to work, and you excellent program, 160 days of programs, and you don't have victim opposition. So that's my vote, sir. Best wishes to you.
Ms. Patsy?
Pastor, you really are a likable person. I did enjoy talking to you. I do. And you have a lot more insight into who you are and what your situation is than a lot of people that we talked to today. And I think you are ready to do better, but you need help. And one way to get that help is to get enrolled in the transitional work release program, get a little money in your pocket, get some job experience. I think you need that in order to be successful, but I really enjoyed talking to you today. So my vote is to grant conditional upon completion of, upon enrollment in transitional work release.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Astor, you have 2 votes to grant conditioned upon you're getting into the transition work release program. I agree with my colleagues. It has been a pleasure talking with you. You've got a lot of insight into who you are and where you've been. And I hope you get out very soon and be with those grandchildren. So good luck to you.
Oh. All right, thank y'all.
We'll be adjourned at Concordia at 1:19.
Well, that was, I think, one of the more lighthearted parole hearings I've seen. Just had like this feeling of complete lightheartedness. I don't know if there's much to comment on this one, but here we go.